Yeah, it's Weege Show. We're back at Pro Motocross and SMX. This is all brought to you by Honda and the CRF450R, CRF250R. I'm Jason Weigandt. This is Racer X. I'm going to make this intro short and sweet because this is the Zach Osborne interview episode. I interviewed him. There's Beta over there. It's time-space continuum. Hold, give me a sec. But then my phone overheated and the interview didn't work from Loretta, so we're going to redo it today. But some news here. Let me bring you in, but I got to pull mics out of my pocket. Let's see if I can do all this while doing this show. Evan Ferry, you're back.
This thing's light.
Yeah, it's actually plastic.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a magnet, but it's plastic. Anyway, long story short, you're back. Did you plan on being back at this point, or is this earlier?
I tried to come back for Washougal. I wanted to.
Okay.
But me and Red Dog we weren't 100% confident in all my right-hand turns and stuff with the leg.
Okay.
But we were like, we were like, no, we'll wait. So gave myself the extra almost 3.5 weeks in a way.
Yeah.
I think it was good. I think it was the right decision.
Okay.
To be honest, laying there on the track at Nashville, I'm like, yeah, that's probably the end. That's not there's no coming back.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm right at 4 months now. Yeah. So
yes. And
which
the extra 2 weeks is going to be even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
So I mean, definitely a little early, but I started riding really early. So I've been on the bike for a while now.
The one other thing I want to ask is there was momentum.
Yeah.
You were starting to make a case for yourself before this happened. Can you take any of that confidence? It's a long time ago.
Honestly,
you were showing signs.
Honestly, I'm not even going to take the confidence from Supercross. It's more just what I've been showing at the practice track the last few weeks. So I feel like I haven't seen the riding that I've been doing the last couple weeks in a few years. And then even my dad, this guy's going, hey, like I haven't seen you ride like this in a really long time. So I don't know, I feel good. I made a couple of changes and stuff, and I've actually went and got another surgery on my leg, another vein thing, kind of fixed up, just a little lingering thing. Yeah. But it surprisingly made a pretty big difference. So healthier. Honestly, my leg's obviously not 100%. Yeah. But like I would say, riding wise, I'd say I feel better now than I even did potentially in Supercross. So. I mean, when it comes down to the race intensity and all that stuff, obviously that's going to be a whole different animal to tackle, but I feel good.
All right, that's Evan Ferry. Welcome back, Evan Ferry. Also, Cullen Park back with Phoenix Honda. Justin Cooper's back. Aaron Plessiger's back. Malcolm Stewart's back. A lot of guys back after the break. That's really cool. Going to add a lot of depth to that 450 field. Make it a little tougher on our guy, Zacho, and we'll check in with Benny Bloss, who everyone thinks is going to get beat by Zacho. Thanks to Honda for backing our show. Watch for Chance Hymas this weekend. Watch for Chance Hymas. All right, this is the Weege Show we were supposed to have a week ago when you won 25 plus, and I tried to interview you under the tent, but unfortunately you and Phil, you go too long on the podium, and my camera/phone overheated by the time I got to you. But I know, this is Zack Osborne, by the way. I know you have points you want to make about you are not coming here to show everyone what's up.
Yeah, definitely not.
No, like first of all, why are we even doing this?
I don't know. Like, I just have never really felt done. The way that it all ended was quite strange and not forced, I wouldn't say, but like it was like there was no other option but retire. Mm-hmm. Probably should have used a different word, I would say, to give myself some more time. So yeah, like I got this opportunity to race Loretta's, and then it was like, I was like, hey, like if this goes good, like could I just do the last three? There's three of my favorite tracks, and they were like, yeah, sure. So here we are.
This is just checking a box. You just want to do it.
Yeah.
It's not anything else really bigger than that.
Like what? No.
Well, you had to tell me at Loretta's this is not a comeback.
No, definitely not. It's definitely not like I'm coming back to professional racing.
Yeah.
Beta is primarily a Supercross only team right now. It's a really unique thing that we're doing outdoors. Yeah. So like I'm with Beta through 2028, and if I was going to do it, this was my spot. Yeah. I've done a good little bit of training to get ready for Loretta's, and like, yeah, it just kind of like timing linked up, and if I want to do it, this is my chance.
Okay, for you, people again still remember how good you were, and then they saw how fast you were at Loretta's. So I'm hearing people saying like top 5, top 3. No. Where's he going to fit in? Are you not thinking about that?
No, like I'm not here for results. They were very specific about that whenever we started talking about it. Like if we go there, it's like just to learn about the bike, learn about the team, tell us how we can be better, be an ambassador. Like that's at the end of the day, that's my job title, Beta USA ambassador. So yeah, I think that the partners are pretty stoked on it. Like it's all positive, feel.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I need. I don't really need a bunch of pressure and, results this or that. And they do not care about that. So, gonna have some fun. Like my little guy, my middle son, Bodie, he was only 2 in 2020. And then he really doesn't remember much of any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And now he's, avid watcher, super keen on it. So like we're gonna go get us a Cole Davies t-shirt today, and he's super psyched about it. He thinks I'm ripping when I'm riding at Orlando MX. So like this is a pretty cool moment for me to be able to bring him here. Like I've already had my time in the sun, but it's just it's just a really cool opportunity for myself and my family to go racing again at like not a lower level. I'm on a factory bike, and it's a really good bike. I like something that I really enjoy riding. So I don't want to say lower level, but lower pressure level for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to think of what direction I go here. There's multiple directions. We'll just start talking about this race. Loretta's, you were more transparent than most riders, as you always are.
Yeah.
And you were admitting that it was a dig, and as the week went on, the recovery was tough. So we know how fast you were riding there. You looked like the old Zach. But the 2 30-minute motos and 3 weekends in a row, and Loretta's on the back of that, are you having to manage that a little bit?
I definitely managed it a little bit this week. Like I was cooked. I got to Loretta's on Friday morning the week before, and then I left on Saturday evening, and I was just like, we had done all the things, eaten all the snow cones,
you
been
did
to
some
all
of that
the places.
yourself.
Oh yeah, for sure. A snow cone after every moto.
Okay.
So, I'm realistic about where I'm at in my fitness. I've done 2 30-minute motos this year, which were at the Club MX J-Day. And that was in, I don't know, March or April or something.
Yes. You did no 30s to prepare for Loretta's.
No,
not one.
No, not a single one.
Okay.
No, like max was kind of 25. Obviously, like at that point, you just kind of ride through it,
Yeah.
So I'm well aware of all those things. Like
Yeah.
I don't have any intentions of saying that I'm gonna go out there and revive the old Zacko or something like that.
Yes.
If I go out, one of my only goals is to be top 10 in qualifying, because that's one thing I feel like I can still do is, get a little sketchy on a heater.
That's usually the opposite for guys your age, bro.
It's just where I live, though. That's where I thrive. So, but other than that, like for the motos, like if I can get a decent start, stick myself in there, ride kind of to tolerance and see how it shapes up, I'll probably be better in the second moto. I know that sounds a little bit stupid, but just historically, after I've had a moto under my belt, I'm a little bit more open. My arms feel better.
Okay.
So I expect to be a little bit better in the second moto if history has any indication. But it's not like I'm like, oh yeah, I'd like to get in the top 10. For sure, it'd be sweet, but like I don't know that that's realistic if you just rip off the names that are riding in that top 10 right now.
Exactly.
It's pretty freaking deep. Benny has been getting 10th, like great rider. He's our premier rider here at Beta USA. So I don't foresee myself beating Benny. Maybe like in that 10 to 15 range, I'd be stoked. But at the end of the day, like it is what it is. Like they don't care. I don't really care. It's more about the experience. And Loretta's was very redeeming, very very freeing experience for me. Like I said it while I was there, but it was just such a jaded, hard thing for me every year to go there, and I knew there was more to it than what I had experienced, and that was my driver for going back. And
it was pressure back in the day.
Oh, it was so much pressure, and just not fun, dude. Like not fun. Like I dreaded that week all year, But to be in a position like I'm in now, where it's just like a little bit also with Beta, like our motocross history is very short.
Yeah.
And it's quite fun to bring awareness to the brand in such a big way in 1 week, and taking a lot of heat online for like cherry picking and all this stuff. And I'm like, like I told you last week, like if people knew where my health was 3 years ago, they'd be like, oh wow, it's pretty cool. Like he's done some work. So for me, there's so many different reasons that I'm here than results. It's actually probably the least of these.
Benny, when you're done, we'll invite you over. When you're done greasing the AMA or whatever you're doing right now.
Looks like he's in trouble.
I don't know. I think you're getting in trouble.
I was standing up for my guy here about how it's ridiculous.
No, sit down. You got to use a mic. So Benny, you are the loser of this situation, because people are so pumped on what Zach's going to do. I think that is a microphone, believe it or not. I think they're forgetting how well you've been doing. They're like, oh, dude, could Zach be the best Beta rider? I'm like, are you not watching the results? Which I don't think they are.
It hasn't been a could he be the best rider. It is he's going to be the best beta rider.
Oh, that's the level.
I've read a lot of.
Vinny's playing games a little bit, you know.
Oh,
I've read a lot of.
Pressure's on me now.
I have read a lot of. Wow, we finally get to see what the beta can do, and I'm like, damn, that's cold. That's cold.
Yes.
I get I'm not great, but I'm not that bad, right?
You've gone 8-10 in the
not
last
that
2 races.
bad.
You gone 8-10, right?
Yeah.
That's a high standard. And I've already asked you this. Now, Benny, you gave me crap for saying I don't come visit you over here. We literally had you on the show 2 weeks ago. And I said, can anyone say when you're going 8-10 that you should be doing better on any other bike? The bike is fine. The bike is doing the job.
Yeah, the bike is doing its job. If I suck, it's because I suck.
Yeah.
That's
And
the thing,
figured
though,
it
is
out
like,
now. Yeah.
when people ride the bike, they're like, oh, wow, I'm shocked at how good it is. Which I've said numerous times, it irritates me. Like, it makes me mad.
Yeah.
Because it's like, people just assume that it sucks. Maybe I suck. I don't know.
Our boss, Tim, always says we need to get butts on betas.
Yeah.
Because we need people to experience it. And
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah, you've been around the block. It's fine.
The majority of the time, like, even I have friends who ride, like, the stock bikes at home, and they're like, when they get on the bike, it's like, oh my gosh, I did not think it was going to be good like this, and they like it. And it's like, I don't like that. I hype it up to everyone, and people just say, oh, you just get paid by them.
Yeah. Chill. I know the feeling. I know the feeling.
Also,
Yeah.
I do want to say, this guy, I heard, I just want to be top 10 in qualifying. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hasn't
you-
done any
That's my
30s.
goal.
Hasn't done 30s.
That's a lie. That's a lie. He ain't. He's not coming here without high expectations.
No, that's not true, bro.
High expectations. He's got a motorhome. He's committed.
That's because I only know one way to do it.
I tried to rent a camper for this weekend because I didn't want to stay an hour and a half from the track, and I got 17 no, we don't deliver there, or no, that won't work. So
He's going to be rested up.
My kids are sleeping three
You
up.
gotta move the microphone toward him.
My kids are sleeping 3 up sideways on a queen because the motorhome that we have is 2 queen beds. So they're like in a Russian king, you know?
Yeah, it's tough. Last thing, was this your best ride ever outdoors? The day your semi melted down and you got like 4th or something? Was this your best?
I think so.
You did better at Thunder Valley?
No.
No, that was here. Friday night here. I got 4th overall that next day, yeah. I think I've got 4th overall another time. Not my best moto finish. My best moto finish is 3rd at Redbud, but
Okay.
best overall is tied for here, yeah. I love this track. It's my favorite track on the series.
I just want to remind people that Benny's good. That's all I'm here to do.
I greatly
And
appreciate
you'll
it.
still give me crap. Jeez. All right, good job, Benny. I'm glad we get to see all the behind the scenes. This is the only team that would be like, yeah, we got a bike back here. We don't care. You can see it.
This is our team boss.
He's been doing 30s for 7 months now, so just in case people were wondering.
He's,
Ask Jack how many 30s I've done.
gosh. So
0.
now I'm going to go back to the end of your career thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I was really looking, because you were 1 year removed from being the champion.
Yeah.
And then you were done. And we know it was a back problem. And if you get
Yeah.
the back problem fixed, I'm like, wait, we have a guy who's as fast as anyone, just out there in the ether. He's going to race all these other I was waiting for you to do the Ryan Sipes program on roids and show up and win races. And bro, that did not happen. So now we finally know why.
Yeah, so, I mean, in 22, I retired at the end of 2021, and it was like super just sour the way it went down.
Right. The back, by the way, did that get better?
Yeah.
Would that have been okay?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just needed time, and I wasn't willing to get surgery, and they weren't willing to not have a timeline. Like, I'm getting paid millions of dollars a year.
But that's
and
no
like,
issue.
No.
So you could have kept going.
I mean, I did a whole year of GNCC.
Yeah.
I did Loretta, like, I've done lots of riding.
Yes.
You know, probably 500 hours of riding since my career with no issues. I did a lot of work to get to that point, but yes. So in 22, I was still like trying to find a way to race, and I actually had lined up a deal with Star to ride the 250 outdoors in 22.
What?
And
what?
When it all came down to it, I just wasn't sure that I could do it with my back. Like, I knew I was better, but like I didn't want the embarrassment and the anguish of not being able to do it again. You know? And then obviously during 22 is when kind of like the COVID thing started to happen, and just didn't really feel great. 23.
You got COVID, you're saying?
Well, I had COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just kept carrying on. Like,
Yeah.
it was such a strange time. I had, like, these days-long panic attacks and just crazy, weird health stuff.
Wow.
That would not go away. Got a little better. Did the GNCC thing with Randy Hawkins for 2023.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be for 2024 as well. Broke my elbow super bad right after the first sprint enduro. Just derailed the whole thing, and I just threw the towel in. 24 was going to ride outdoors for Club MX. Got in a crash with Josh Granite, Day in the Dirt. Broke 6 ribs and punctured a lung, and was just, again, like, what am I doing, over it, you know?
Yeah.
And then last year, just after that, I was like, I'm all, like, I'm really done. Like, it's just not going to happen that I'll get to finish this experience the way that I had ever anticipated, but it is what it is. And I had no real intentions, wasn't really searching. Tim and Carlin contacted me from Beta, and were like, hey, we'd like you to do some ambassador work, blah, blah, blah. Went to El Paso to see them, and
Did you even know there'd be racing involved, per se?
no, there was no racing involved.
Wow,
Like,
okay.
Yeah, so it's just kind of all morphed into what it is now over the last year and a half. Went to Paso, you know, I think there's like 54, 57 employees in the company right now.
Yeah.
Got there, it's a Tuesday. Every Tuesday morning they sit down, the whole entire company, around a round table, except for 3 guys who work remote. And, hey, how was your weekend? What'd you do? What can we do better as a company? Like, literally to every single 54 employees. It's like a 2-hour thing every Tuesday. And I was like, wow, that's, you know, in 2025, that doesn't happen in a company.
No.
So, like, immediately, like, it fit, like, my feel and, you know, the vibe I was, I guess, searching for or whatever. To be, I signed the deal there and then, and it's just kind of been a build since then. Did an extension this year through 28, so, you know, kind of a long-term play. And I told Tim, like, day one, like, I really want to do Loretta's next year.
Yeah.
And he was like, you're an idiot, pretty much.
Why is that?
Well, it's so hot and it's so much work and blah, blah, blah. Like, let's do something fun like Mammoth. And I was like, nah, that's not where we're going to make a splash. And, you know, last week was quite the splash, really.
It was.
For bang for buck and all that. And probably more than what I had anticipated it being when we first discussed it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that I could get back to that level that I was at. And it was super good.
Yeah, so this is cool because that's what I heard you say on the podium. All these other things you were trying, none of them worked out. The back, the COVID, the whatever. You just have a sense of relief of like, okay, I finally got it back on track, even though I'm not going to make money racing.
Yeah. No, I'm actually probably going to spend money to do these 3 races.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to spend money to do these 3 races. So it's not.
But it's just a feeling of at least I got it back.
Yeah. It's a little bit my own terms, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm super grateful for them to take me racing. You know, I know that in itself is not cheap or easy. You know, adding a 3rd guy to a 2-man team for outdoors, which we don't really do. It's a lot, you know, so they've moved a lot of things around, and I know it seems like, you know, just add a mechanic and a bike and go racing, but it's a little more complex than that. I think it's super cool that I get the opportunity. I have seen so many things about results and stuff, but it's truly, like, not about that for me. Like, there's so much more to it than that.
You just want to go out. You didn't feel like you went out the way you wanted.
Yeah,
as simple as that.
And I mean, if I go 2020 for the next 6 motos, like, is that it? No, but, like, it just feels a little different, right?
Oh, well, that's up to you.
Yeah.
But you already have decided that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My final thing is the bike, and that's the thing. People don't even notice that Benny does well on it. You actually explained. It's good. And then what's crazy to me is on your show you did with Phil, the level of transparency was out of control. Was that a plan? Were you like, I want to be more transparent, I want to teach people, or is that just you being you?
Well, we actually had this conversation with my daughter on the way here last night, like, from the airport, about, like, you know, when my wife and I were doing this full time, I had no manager, I had no film crew. It was me and her and the team and the trainer and the practice mechanic, and we were doing the damn thing. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit about content. I didn't give a crap about what people thought. I wanted to win dirt bike races.
Okay.
And I was kind of at the cusp of that transition where it was like from winning races to now there's this social media part of the whole thing.
Oh, the time that you were
like
good.
The timing wise was a little different. So, you know, I think that people don't know me, you know, like they don't know that I have quite a sense of humor. I've never opened up to that side.
It's funny for me to hear that because as a media guy, you've always been one of the best dudes to work with.
Yeah.
So in my interpretation is I feel like you've always been known as an open book, but maybe that's just me thinking that and not everybody connects to the same way.
I would say not.
Yeah, that's not the way the fans might think of it.
Outwardly.
Yes.
Like, in this circle, yes. For sure, people know. But like outwardly, I don't think people know that, you know?
Yeah.
And so when I pitched the idea to Phil, there's a show called The Cool Down. It's Keegan Swinson and Alexi Vermeulen. They're two professional gravel mountain bike racers here in the States.
Okay.
They have a show called The Cool Down, and I was like, hey, like, people are crazy about this show because they just go on there and they just spew about what they just experienced.
Yeah.
Good, bad, and different. So I was like, here's an episode. Tell me what you think. He's like, I'm in. So props to Phil for being in, being open, being transparent. And especially in, you know, that situation, like I was beating him, like he didn't have to be cool about it, you know, like could have been a dick. We've been friends a long time. He wouldn't be that way, but still it was huge props to Phil. Right. So, I mean, like I said it in my show, I said it on the podium, like I can only have these experiences because I've had the other experiences. Yeah. But, I wanted to be open about it. Like, hey, this is, you know, we're going to do one tomorrow at the top of Screw You, and I'm going to...
You're going to do it?
Yeah.
Phil?
Yeah, me and Phil.
Oh, so good.
So, like, you know, hey, I just got my teeth kicked in for 2 35-minute motos.
Yeah.
I'm 36. My butt hurts. My hands are raw. Like, whatever, you know? And I think that, like, obviously, I can take it a little less seriously and a little more, like... this is what I feel, this is what I see, and not be vulnerable to the people around me that I'm racing, like, you know?
Well, that's the bummer, because my last thing on that topic was going to be, do you think you could have done that when you were winning, and no one that is winning today can do that?
No.
Dang it.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe there's somebody that can just be like,
someone would exploit
today,
it,
you know? Yeah.
Someone would exploit mentally if you said your hands hurt.
It's such a fragile space, and I say that from experience. You know, people are like, oh, why are they reading tweets? Like, I'm a freaking normal human being. I read tweets, right?
Yeah.
I chirp back to Instagram comments. I hate like comments. Like, I'm a normal human. Like, we're all experiencing social media, like, at the same time, right? So, like, how do you expect me to just be like, oh, okay, you know? Like, so if I'm, you know, one of those guys at the front, Deegan, Hunter, Jorge, whatever. Yeah. Like, if I'm throwing that stuff out there and then I'm reading online what a pussy I am, it's like, is that really good for my mental state? I'm 36. I don't give a shit what people think of me. Yeah. Like, I'm here for, like I said, the experience, myself, my kid, my wife. Yeah. So it's like, I don't think that can happen, you know, from two guys that aren't me and Phil, honestly. Yeah. In the space we're in the state we're in, where we're at in our lives, would be cool. But I just don't think it's...
What about your competitors? Does it give them info?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, the whole thing, you just become this vulnerable ball. Yes. Whereas if you just keep it closed off, it's like, whatever. Like, nobody knows, right? And that's where I was at when I was racing during my career. Like, the more I can conceal, you know, injuries, sickness, whatever. Yeah. Like, you know, stub my pinky toe, whatever it is. Like, the more I can conceal that stuff, the more outwardly strong I look. You know, I dealt with huge anxiety and huge nerves my whole career, but like, did I ever say that out loud? No. Like, that's...
Be throwing up before every moto.
Yeah.
That's like legend in these pits, but I don't know how many fans know that you did this.
So like, since the last sort of 4 or 5 years, I've been more open about it, and there's been more stories about it, and like, people, you know, tell stories about it, and like, so many people have reached out to me, even like high level guys. Billy Bolt, that's how I became his trainer. It's like, he was like, dude, like, coach me through throwing up. Like, I feel like I have no nutrition when I start the race. And I'm like, okay, well, like, we need to kind of go through this, like a lead up and all that stuff. And like high level guys that have reached out to me that are like, hey, like I'm throwing up as well, like, you know, but you can't really be like that during, right? Like it's a thing. So I don't know. I don't think anybody else could really do that. Not that Phil and I are supreme or anything, but we're just in a different space of life.
You have to be in that position.
Yeah.
Yep. People just watch it on your Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Because people were YouTube searching, because I kept mentioning it on Weege Show, and they're like, where is it? It's just on your Instagram.
It's just on my Instagram.
Yeah.
We're trying to come up with a way to continue it. In a sense of like review or something for Supercross and Motocross, but we don't want to lose the authenticity because that's what made it popular, right?
Absolutely.
But also, neither of us really have any interest, like, you know, that could stop us from being authentic.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try.
It's a test though, because part of what made it great is the knowledge you had, because you were doing it.
Yeah.
When I heard you guys say you knew the inside line after the 10 Commandments wouldn't work because a super mini moto was before you, and it would be too tight of a turn, I'm like, oh my God. I don't, no offense, but how would you know that about San Diego Supercross?
Well,
you could know a lot.
When I
but
watch,
that level?
Yes, not to that level.
Yeah.
But when I watch, I see a lot of things that the average fan doesn't see. And, and when people say that the racing's boring to watch or whatever, I'm like, bro, you're not watching the same race I'm watching.
Okay,
like,
so there's meat on the bone.
There's lots of meat on the bone.
Okay.
Not to the level of me and Phil having experienced it an hour ago and going and talking about it.
Yeah.
But definitely there's stuff to cover, and you know, when I read comments and stuff, I feel like we've done not a poor job of educating our people, but like, you know, the races in terms of, like, I watch the NASCAR, that's my thing, right? So, you know, they have the cutaway car and they have all of these diagrams, and like when they're talking about track bar and this and that and, you know, scuffed tires, not like all those things, we don't have that education. And I think that the average fan that's a BC level rider that goes to the track on Sunday, rides his dirt bike, he's watching and he thinks he knows what's happening and he has no actual clue. The level that these guys see this stuff at, the level that they are experiencing it at, the things they're feeling, you know, setup wise and all that, like there's a massive gap there. And that's something that I would like to try to kind of fill is, hey, like let's show them like what they missed, you know, like I guarantee you that this C rider didn't see this little boo-boo that almost ended in a season ender, or someone who doesn't even ride that's watching it. It would be much more exciting when if they had this granular level of oh, that's going on. So this is the psychology of that, like, you know, there's a lot there. Like I said, genuine and as authentic as what Phil and I were at Loretta's, probably not, because it was so fresh and there was so much to talk about. It's such a good track for racing, passing lines, all that stuff, and you know, to be able to kind of like break down the one day when Phil took the gate beside me, I'm like, bro, like, don't do this to us, like, you know what you're doing right now. You know, like, you're putting the pressure on me, but if I mess up and you mess up, we're both screwed, you know? Love it. Like, go out there and like let's have a little bit less stress, you know? So of course we're not gonna have that level, but I think YouTube and some insights is in the future. Love it. All right, thanks, man. Thank you.